Hi guys. How is everyone doing? Vegetables 100% not even close. Vegetables clear. Avery homophobic confirmed now. I don't know. To be honest, I would pick fruits. Like, I love unfried pudding. Like, I love vegetables. Like cucumbers especially. I love cucumbers. They're like my favorite. If I had to pick like a non like chip or like, you know, like processed kind of snack, I would definitely pick cucumbers as my favorite snack. But I don't know. I think I'd pick fruits to live off of, you know. Oh, look, an orca. I'm here. I'm here. So yeah, today we are playing Vampire Therapist. Happy gays, gays. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever said Happy Pride Month, you know? Yeah. I was gonna say like Happy Pride to everyone who's gay, but I was like, well, I guess that's kind of redundant to say, right? But yeah, today we'll be playing Vampire Therapist. So if you guys have any traumas you guys have to work through, but you're not a vampire, the stream isn't for you. Sorry. Wow, homophobe. What do you mean, honey? What do you mean? But yeah, I don't know too much of this game. I only really briefly read the description when I bought it, and it was on sale, so it looked really interesting. And I like vampires, and I equally like not psychiatry. Is psychiatry psychology? There we go. That's what I'm thinking of. I like that kind of stuff, you know. And this game, apparently, I don't know how accurate it is, but apparently it does use a lot of like practices the actual therapists use. So I'm kind of interested to see how that plays in and like how that works in the game. But I don't know. It kind of caught my attention, and I don't mind like visual novel type of games too. I'm a kind of a big fan of them, so it seemed kind of cool. And I saw Matt Mercer was in this game too, and I feel like any project Matt Mercer's in is like pretty decent, you know. Oh, and to finish counting from the last stream, 13. You died. You died as you finished from the. Oh, you're so right. Technically, I did. Well, no, you're right. I did die technically. I can finally catch Kiayama stream. Yeah, let's go. I'll try to have earlier streams, Avery, because I know this is like, what time is it for you? It's like probably like 1 or 2 in the morning or something, right? Like I'll try to have them a little earlier. I think Saturday I might end up having. No, not Saturday. I think next Saturday actually I'll have like an earlier stream, like probably like sometime in the morning. But yeah, I'll try my best. I'll try my best to have like a little more like variety in my time essentially. But yeah, I have some trauma to share. Oh, it's a vampire. Sad. Yeah, sorry. You only share your you can only share your trauma if you're a vampire. Anyway, please, I need a partner for ER Night Ring. Huh? Yeah, so I guess we'll get into it because I'm going in this completely blind. So new game. It's 3 a.m. free. Oh yeah, it's even later. Yeah, I mean, on the bright side, you have the VODs, right? Oh wait, on. Vampire Therapist explores or touches on a sensitive topic such as war, abuse, addiction, sexual oppression, suicidal ideation, religion, and of course death. These may be uncomfortable or upsetting for some readers. We recommend that readers with a history of trauma related to any of these topics approach this game with caution. Naturally, a game about vampires will also involve blood and sexual themes. Strong language is also present. Vampire Therapist was developed in consultation with a licensed therapist, but it should not be considered a substitute for therapy, unless you're a vampire. You hear that, vampires? Hey, what happened to your eye? You know, so much happened the last few days. Like, I just I lost my eye, and no, I'm just kidding. It's right there. But I love this eye patch. This eye patch is genuinely so cool, and I feel like it'd be cool to have a you know, if I'm the vampire therapist, right? I think it would be cool and sick ass to have an eye patch. Like, imagine you go to see your therapist and they have an eye patch. You just know that therapist has also been through some shit, and so you'll also be like, man, I can learn a lot from this person. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. maybe it's just me that would have that thought, but I think the eye patch is cool. I genuinely love that my artist Wase included this in the model. I don't know, maybe I'm a little edgy, but I think it's super cool. Any vampire in the chat, I need someone to bite me with Riz is hiding. Magic Kiayama actually has the eye patch for the lazy eye. A laser. I'm maybe I'll add that as a toggle one day. Wearing an unnecessary eye patch. Chuni confirmed. I feel like you guys should know this. I think I mentioned this in my debut. I'm slightly chuni. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this. I'm 99% sure. If not, then you're finding out. I thought it was pink eye. No, I'm clean. I'm a clean person. I don't get pink eye. The eye patch is cute for sure. Yeah, I like it. It's really cute and adorable. Let's see. Let's keep going.
My name is Sam Walls, and I'm a dead man.
Oh.
Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire. Now, if you think that means all that Dracula hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals for sport, I wouldn't blame you one bit. That's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger years with my former gang. And let me tell you, a vampire who's good with a gun can be a real terror.
I love this dude so far.
I got lucky, though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs. They taught me my letters and showed me how my thinking was keeping me from finding any kind of peace. After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a vampire. And I found revelation. What I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters. It's the self-defeating ways we think. Anywho, as the world started getting smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. Good thing I'm a quick draw. But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. A fella named Andromachos, supposed to be 3,000 years old.
I love this so far.
He invited me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than time has got to have the answers. I'm going on a trip, I guess. This feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been lucky, and now it's time to give back. Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they don't have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them.
Okay, solid opening. Leipzig?
Well, I think this is the address. Number 27, Clean Flitter Mouse Streeb? Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here.
Wait, only the eye patch, not Kiayama for sure. What the hell, honey? Okay. And then, also Kiayama, what's your answer to your own question? I would pick fruit. I would pick fruit versus vegetables because, I don't know, I love fruit.
Wait a minute. These folk are vampires. Better watch myself.
Vampire staff, we summoned her.
Guten Abend, folks. Sprechen Sie English?
Ja, hello, Alta. Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
Ooh, okay. Ask about the dress code. Ask about Andromachos. Ask about the club. Tell them you're here to party. I kind of want to know about the dress code because they're dressed kind of really hot.
I don't think what I'm wearing will fit the dress code.
The cowboy look is totally sexy, but you will get a bit sweaty.
I hope we will all get a bit sweaty.
Good
my
thing
lord.
you run a little on the cold side, huh?
Don't worry, my Liebling. We make each other warm.
Is this Matt Mercer? It is, right?
Reinhard, stop. Don't scare the American. I want to do that.
Maxi Liebchen, you're so naughty tonight.
And they got accents. Staff, you have to play this game. I'm only like a couple minutes in, but it looks really good so far. Oh, I bought the DLC for this game, by the way, guys. I have the couples therapy DLC.
No, you are the naughty one.
Oh, I definitely ain't an American no more.
He gives me very like Goofy vibes, like Goofy from like Mickey Mouse, you know? Tell me here to party. Ask about the club.
What's so special about this club?
Now I feel uncomfortable. Change game, please. You saw the warning at the very beginning, honey. You should know. I read out the warning.
Immernacht is the greatest club aller Zeiten. The owner makes sure everyone has a good time.
If anyone acts without respect, they are banned from the club forever.
Forever?
You are free to do and be whatever you like, as long as you are harming no one.
Und I hear that they are now attracting sexy old cowboys.
Shh, Maxie, he is old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh, come on now. You're just flattering me. I'm only a couple 100 years old.
Oh mein Gott, he is so cute,
Oh my
Reinhard.
God.
Can I keep him?
Every time I hear "oh my god," I always think of that meme. It's like, little German boy, don't go into the weed cave. It's like, oh my god, this is full of. Fuck, I don't remember what the kid says, but it's so funny. I have to look for the meme. Yeah, but I never pay attention to what you say. What the heck? You know, some of us can't. Wait, I can't read. You know, some of us can't. That's me. Read. Huh? Tell me I'm here to party.
Cut loose. What kind of party is this?
The kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Oh, here are them kind of vampires.
Ach so, there are better things to suck than blood, are there?
Huh?
Although we have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined.
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it. It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampires think. Well, let's see. One type of thinking I noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of. There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do or die showdown. And there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine. I can always check my journal if I need examples. I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there. I think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in, though. Hold on, compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own fun.
I don't want to have my own fun. Immernacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Am I psychoanalyzing these people that or these vampires that I just met? This is okay. So if I remember right, hot branding, we put the names on each other that we can't take off. High noon mind is a do or die situation. Saloon. I see saloon thinking, right?
Wait a second. She's acting like this is all or nothing.
Oh, never mind. I'm so dumb.
All that again? Maybe I ought to check my journal.
Wait, maybe I should check the journal. Private property. Do not read. Reward if found. Cowboy bloodsucker at vmail.com. All right, guys, let's send him a message. I found this old notebook and I figured I'd take it with me to Europe. I figured it'll help me organize my thoughts. I'll separate it into 2 sections so I can jump into them real quick. That way when I need to get to a particular section of my notes, all I gotta do is hop over to that section. Easy as falling off a horse, and falling off a horse is real easy. Cognitive distortions. My client's ramblings. Oh. Wait. This is actually really in depth. Hold on. So I realize we vampires can think in funny ways sometimes. Like reality is right in front of us and we just can't see it. Heck, pretty sure it's all humans who do that, not just vampires. We do think funny thinking in particular ways, so I figured I'd write them down so I don't forget them. I'll include examples so I remember how they work. High new mind. Sometimes they can see in black and white, win or lose, famine or feast, live or die, like everything's a big showdown. It can feel like we've got only 2 options, winning the day or ending up with a stake in the heart. I'm trying to read this with like a Texan accent or like Western accent, but like I can't help but like kind of like like read it like that. That's high new mind. It's thinking in extremes and ignoring all the in-betweens we stress ourselves with when the stakes are high. Examples: if I can't get the best saddle, my butt's gonna break, ain't no doubt. Either I show up ready to win the rodeo, or I better just not show up. The fate of the Wild West is hanging on this gunfight. Okay. Am I psychoanalyzing people I just met? Yes, as cowboys we're well known to do, of course. Well, yeah, it's therapy. Never been there? Yeah. Hi, I'm here for my therapy. All right, Yami, buckle up. We're getting into the psychoanalysis part, okay? A lot of us bloodsuckers have a habit of either feeling responsibility or soul control or feeling completely hopeless. Thing is, usually neither is true. Feeling hopeless don't mean we're powerless, and feeling untouchable don't mean we're invincible. That's saloon thinking either way. Our real capabilities are somewhere in between. Examples. With my dark powers, vampires shall dominate the mortal world. If a mortal discovers our secret, it's entirely my responsibility to deal with it. I can't deal with the bureaucracy of international travel in my coffin. I'm stuck in the USA forever. And then hot branding. We vampires will call ourselves awful names. I'm a failure. I'm unlikable. It's like burning ourselves with a big old branding iron. Every time we look at ourselves, we keep seeing these names. Oh, those names. Hot branding is just calling ourselves names that do no good. Example. I missed that shot. I'm such a butterfingers. Crying over a horse? You're sappy as hell. That fella don't like wearing leather. He's only a vampire wannabe. Oh, these are client notes. Okay. I will get to the client notes later. Okay, that was interesting. That's really interesting, actually, to be honest.
I don't want to have my own fun. Immernacht is the only place to be.
So this is high noon mine.
Amigos, you're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high noon showdown. The night's full of possibilities.
Reinhardt, I don't know what this means, but I like the way the sexy American talks.
You make us think that maybe it is better we haven't gotten into the club, because we are now meeting you.
Hey, if meeting me makes your night better, I'm glad we met. I really gotta find Andromachos, though.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked our way all night.
Maybe I'll have a little word with him. Excuse me, friend. I hear you're the man to talk to around these parts.
I'm super friendly.
I'm here to see Andromachos.
Have fun, mate.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have yourself a fine night, you hear?
Cowboy, what about us?
Bring them joy, they go in, right?
Yeah, sure. They're friends of mine.
Have fun, mate.
Well, come on, you two. We ain't got all night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, awful loud in here.
That bouncer looks like he eats nails for breakfast with no milk. Oh my lord.
Come on, my liver, dance with us.
Oh, you kids have fun. I'll catch up with you later. Tarnation, I'd rather hear a gopher giving birth than this. I better talk to whoever's slinging drinks in this here saloon. They ought to know where Andromachos is. But pardon me, ma'am.
Well, look at you. We get a lot of 80s fashion in here, but not usually the 1880s. What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka. You down?
I never drink Red Bull. I'm actually looking
No
for the owner.
milk?
He around tonight?
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls, huh? I don't think I know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
I feel like bartenders know so
Why
much
she
though.
gotta say she's a know-nothing? It gets my goat when vampires brand themselves like that. I think I'll say something.
I love that he just psychoanalyzes everyone he
Hold
meets.
on, what'd you just say?
I said I don't know any Sam Walls. I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
That's hot
Where I'm
branding.
standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine. Don't go branding yourself like that's all you are.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are.
Also random, like I love these kind of earrings that like hook onto like your like the lobe, or not the lobe, the top cartilage and the bottom. I've never had one of those, but I've always been really tempted to buy one because I don't know, I really like that.
Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve. I don't think you're looking for booze.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am. I was wondering where the blood was. I met some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some gods, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
So all these people are mortals?
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood? They can't wait to share it with him. It's a special experience.
I was psychoanalyzing random people and they weren't even vampires? What the hell?
He's the only real vampire
Sexy buff woman alert.
Well, Em and Bert.
She gives me very like Carmichael vibes, or not Carmichael, Carlac. Wrong name. Carlac vibes. I was like, no, Carmichael is the wrong name.
You met him already. Bert, shuffle on over here.
Is it the bouncer?
This one's here to see the big guy. Show him upstairs, okay?
Have fun, mate.
Good luck
Have
up there,
fun, mate.
cowboy. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Howdy. It's Sam Walls to see you, sir. The guy who's been sending you all them V-mails.
Yes, I know who you are.
Oh my God, he's hot.
Walls. You have come here because you believe you can help our kin. The question is, are you first able to help yourself?
I can help myself. I'm a
Fixing
capable
myself for
person.
more than a century now. I don't think I need help.
Then you must prepare to learn a most difficult lesson. We all need help, Samuel. I am pleased that you have come to receive mine.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them regardless.
Is Saf still here? Do we both agree that he's hot?
What an absolute pleasure it is to meet you at last. I found your messages most intriguing.
Afraid there ain't much here in the way of intrigue. I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You know, I receive emails every day from vampires seeking my help. You are the very first to seek my aid in helping others. This alone makes you intriguing.
Well, dang. I think you're gonna be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me. I'm just honored you're giving me the time of night.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather set in their ways. It is inspiring to see someone so young and eager to learn.
Yeah, well, I wasn't much for learning when I was alive. Just making up for lost time, I guess.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most.
Unlife.
I was particularly intrigued by these revelations you had while walking in nature.
Oh yeah, them. Well, I give walking the credit. Nothing sorts my thoughts out better. After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
I've tried to explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. I can try, though. See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive. Or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something. And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
That makes so much
Samuel.
sense.
These revelations that you had in the woods, mortal psychologists have a term for them. They are called cognitive distortions.
Cognitive whoozy what now?
Cognitive distortions. They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific
Hey, yo, hey,
revelations you
pasa.
had.
We're therapisting vampires. I'll explain. How about saloon
I
thinking?
realize that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time. It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into them last drops because he thinks life's hopeless. It's saloon
Yes,
thinking.
big
Two
words. You know,
extremes that
smart. It's
probably
okay.
ain't true.
We're all learning this stream. It's Yami's therapy time. Yeah, it's his therapy arc. Actually, he's gonna be the first person we get in here.
A fascinating observation, Samuel. Your saloon thinking was described in my time as the battle between hubris and nemesis, the twin excesses of arrogance and self-pity.
I would say Fawn too, but she's an elf. Isn't she also a vampire though, or is she just an elf? I thought she was a vamp. Isn't she a vampire? Right. I feel like I should know what Fawn is.
Oh man, it make me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
You live forever, my friend. There is no rush. What you have identified is a phenomenon where individuals perceive either an illusion of control or a lack of control. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described a control fallacy.
Okay.
Rarely do we have complete power over our situations or no power at all. But we create this illusion that stops us from attempting to change our perceived situations.
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang. And maybe that's what made me stick with them for so long.
Yes, you see how cognitive distortions keep us from facing reality, whatever that reality may be. Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always in control.
Ooh, this is... If he's saying, of course, I'm so old and powerful, I'm always in control. Daddy, honey. Fuck. Okay, I'm trying to think. This could either be on. Oh, what did we change the control fallacy? This was the. Oh wait, no. High noon, hot branding. Fuck. What was the control? Hold on. I'm gonna read my book again. Hold on. Control fallacy. I feel like he is under the control fallacy because of like the idea of like, with my dark powers, vampires shall dominate the mortal world. Well, maybe not actually, because maybe it kind of falls under, but not really. And then hot branding falls under awful names. Is it maybe? Is it high noon mine of one or the other? I think it's okay. I'm gonna put my guess and say it's high noon. There's a new option now. Yes, they replaced they rewrote the name to it. I think as I go, I will actually also learn like the proper names versus like whatever cowboy name I've made for them. So the control fallacy I think is now the fuck. I'm trying to remember. There's high noon mind, control fallacy. This was something else. This was named something else, and I forgot what it was named. He can control me whatever he wants. Jesus Christ. I think it's a high new
Well,
mind.
that ain't
No.
control fallacy. You got powers I can only dream of.
I do, but that does
I
not
didn't get
mean
it
I am
right.
always in control. The universe is vast and mysterious, and my understanding of it is limited.
Oh, I get it. So even for you, it's a control fallacy to think you're all powerful.
Oh, it was a control fallacy. Damn it.
Of course, as you
I overthought it.
pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, a control fallacy can be positive or negative. Listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. Simply let me continue if you do not detect one. The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it.
Agreed. Jesus Christ. Wait, he said control fallacy specifically, right? This one doesn't have a hold on. I'm so dumb. Let me reference my notes again. Being hopeless, neither shoe, don't be powerful. I think this is a control fallacy, right? Because he's basically saying like nothing matters, right? Like I will roam the cold or the little nothing I can do about it. Yeah, right. Control fallacy.
Well, that sounds like one of them control fallacies.
Fuck.
It's all eternity, heck. I think you could do something to save the sun.
I applaud your optimism and ambition, Samuel, but some things we must be prepared to accept, and the death of the sun is one of them. But let us continue.
I'm gonna fail. I'm an awful
My kitty
therapist.
had died. I shall be lonely forever.
Oh, that one's right?
I'm sorry about your sweet kitty, but you can always pick up a new one. Or there's lots of them just waiting for a loving home, so you don't need to be lonely.
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when a pharaoh I was dating had our cat mummified.
The cat? I guess they did do that, huh? The pharaohs mummify all their pets, right?
I went into a murderous depression that nearly decimated the continent. But I had the power to help myself all along by adopting a new friend in need of a home.
Just imagine he goes off killing everyone. Another little kitten wanders along his path, and he goes, "Oh, sorry guys, it's all good now. Actually, it's all good. You know, like." He's like, "It's all good. I have another cat. I'm cured."
Oh, dang, don't let me get on your bad side.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
He won't be lonely if I'm done with... Jesus. Explain how I do mine. Hot branding.
See, I used to be in a gang. They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I would have said, I'm a murdering bastard. Once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard, but that's how I was choosing to brand myself. My old gang's still around, and they're still branding themselves like that. They can't see themselves as anything but killers.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical
Labeling.
term,
Okay,
however,
okay.
which is labeling. You correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act. When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are doomed to fulfill. For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer. It was not untrue that killing was how I made my way in the world. I was an unstoppable warrior and assassin. But with this label, I limited myself for ages. I did not only kill people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had. See whether you can catch me doing some labeling in my next few statements.
Okay, okay. This one should be easy. I think this one's gonna be easy.
I am so old, I am ancient.
I am so old. I am ancient. Would ancient be? Yeah.
Oh, come
Fuck.
on. I know you've been kicking around a long time, but don't go labeling yourself as ancient.
But according to definition, I am ancient. It is not a label, but a specific
Wait, what's the
classification of
definition
my
for
age.
ancient?
Huh. Well, you look pretty good for being ancient then.
The secret is moisturizer. But let us continue. Call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner.
I think this was fine, right? Don't call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for
How
dinner.
shall I describe myself? Yes. I am a mass murderer.
Oh, that was easy. That's labeling.
Well, that's about as clear a labeling as it gets. Yeah, we vampires tend to do a lot of killing, but reducing ourselves to killers ain't doing us any favors.
Excellent, Samuel. You are correct. Labels can be cages that we lock ourselves in. I was a mere murderer for most of my existence because that is how I labeled myself.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Sam Walls, murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
I'll call you for dinner. Oh my god, down, down.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me.
You know, we've only met a couple vampires too. We haven't even got to the rest of the characters. I've seen a couple of them, and I'm really excited to see them.
Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
Explain
Well,
Hanuman.
I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do-or-die absolutes. High noon mind, I call it. Like that feeling you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess I have no experience with this feeling. I engaged in Mortal Kombat long before the age of gunpowder. But the sentiment you describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marcus Aurelius. He used to say that the magnitude of life's challenges often turn us into our worst selves.
You mean Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor?
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marcus was a bedroom name.
Marky.
You
Oh
mean
wait, a
the
bedroom?
emperor
Huh?
were-
I did not focus on the. I did not pay attention to what you were saying.
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake.
Huh? Huh?
My apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon mine.
Did you just call Americans homophobic?
I believe we can broaden your definition. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
Nosferatu thinking?
It means you are thinking in black and white.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. The truth is far more complex and colorful.
Bedroom and penetration. Ayo. I have a
Not every
feeling
high noon
I might
gunfight
not be
ends
able
in
to
a
keep this
hooligan
bot
fight.
up.
But yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try to catch me using Nosferatu thinking.
Okay.
I'll give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. I will repeat them if you miss it. If I do not drink blood, I will surely die.
That's not Nosferatu thinking, right? Because if I don't drink blood, I will die, right? Basically.
Death eventually comes for us all. Mortals will always fear our kind.
That's Nosferatu
That's
thinking.
Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who I was and weren't scared.
Very good, Sam.
I wouldn't be scared. I'm just saying, you know,
To say mortals
I wouldn't.
always fear us
I wouldn't
is
be
an
scared. You know,
incorrect
I just want to mention that me myself would, if I met a vampire, I personally would just not. I would not be scared. I would be. I wouldn't be scared.
Always is such a terminal word, is it not? Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with me?
I think that's all of them. Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to me.
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel. What took me nearly 3 millennia to understand took you merely 2 centuries.
Oh, come on, you're just flattering me. I'm just a dope stumbling his way through one life.
Are you now? Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
That's labeling. Wait, why do I turn red every once in a while? I turned red outside too.
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself, huh?
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for is not to become perfect beings, but to understand and accept ourselves.
They're flirting. They are. They're gonna kiss.
As long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, we can address our
Happy
real
Pride. You know,
challenges.
maybe this game is fitting for Pride.
One cannot drink blood from a straw man, after all.
I ain't never heard that one before, but I like it.
If it helps solidify the concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied. I know you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that you understand the concepts of labeling, control fallacies, and Nosferatu thinking. I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a
All right, I can do this.
distortion
We
for
can
you
do
to
this chat.
identify.
We're
I will begin.
gonna pass this test, no problem.
If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
What's guano? Guano? Control
There's
fallacy.
a control fallacy, sir. You're acting like you've got no control, but you could lay down some ground rules for guests.
I mean, is there an option to kiss? Asking for a friend. I'm asking too.
Or express concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained. Very good, Samuel. Let me try another. I am Andromachus, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean, the mortal's bane.
This is. What was the high noon one? I remember the other name. I think it's the control fallacy.
Well, wait a minute.
What?
He's branding himself with awful names.
Oh.
What was that
Wait, but I thought they were
distortion
cool names.
I am Andromachus, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean, the mortal's bane.
Isn't guano like poop? I guess it is, yeah. Wait, but I think these are sick ass names. I would love, maybe not love to have these names, but like, you know, if I was a vampire, like, I don't know, these are cool names. Okay, I guess it's labeling.
Well, that's definitely some intense labeling. Those are some hard names to get over.
You are not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia. It was most stifling. Let me try another then. If my club's revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up living on the street.
This is Nosferatu
There's
thinking.
got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a huge space between making a ton of profit and living on the street.
Indeed, you are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of banking interest means that money is not really an object to me anyway. Samuel, now I am not only intrigued by you, but also impressed. I would very much like to teach you my ways, but I must demand something of you first.
Anything. I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself. I will not have you seeing clients without a commitment to your own mental health.
Oh, now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy. I'm feeling pretty good about myself these days.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in cognitive distortions since the moment you walked into my office.
I have. I didn't even notice.
They are most insidious, but I am here
What
to
do you
help
mean? I
identify
feel like
and
I've been
challenge
fine. Is he gaslighting me?
You have walked alone for too long, Samuel. Allow me to share my experience.
Teach me anything. My body is ready. Jesus Christ.
Well, all right, if you say so. I appreciate your taking the time to work on this, old cowpoke.
We have all the time in the world, Samuel. But for now, you must be eager for something fresh. Please, dance, drink your fill. We will begin tomorrow.
Okay then. Well, sir, it's been an honor.
You don't have to call me sir, you know.
All right then, Andromachos.
Andromachos.
A drama host.
Hey, Andromaco.
Just call me Andy.
All right, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Okay, we got through that, no problem. Easy peasy. We're a therapist now, guys. We're therapying.
Dang, look at all them mortals, sweating, blood pumping. I am thirsty. There ain't no power on this earth that'll get me on a dance floor. Maybe I'll see if the bartender's got anything for me.
If it isn't Clint Eastwood again. How'd it go, cowboy?
Seems I'll be sticking around. Guess I'd better get used to things around here.
Good to hear.
Oh, hi, Risu.
About time someone helped Andy with his work. Seems you vampires have
Just
a lot
woke
of
up. Good
problems to
morning,
fix.
or good awakes.
Name's Crimson, by the way.
Fine meeting you, Crimson. How do you know so much about what Andy's doing?
Pillow talk. I'm his blood partner.
Huh? What
No
is-
shit.
what does that
How's
mean?
a mortal get hooked up with an ancient vampire?
I'm a rock climber. I stumbled into one of his lairs in Madagascar. Found a cave while climbing a mountain, and there he was, naked in a hot tub.
Dang.
Huh?
Must have been a sight.
You ain't kidding, cowboy. Didn't expect a luxury apartment with a gorgeous naked vampire inside of a mountain. We hit it off, and he asked me to come back here with him. I like an adventure, so I said, what the hell? I'll date the gorgeous Dracula.
What the hell?
But what are you doing talking to me, cowboy? The blood's running hot on the dance floor, and these kids don't mind a little biting.
Ain't no way I'm dancing. There's gotta be a better way to get something fresh to drink.
Reinhard, look. It's the sexy old guy again.
You should buy us a drink, old guy. You'll probably get lucky. Actually, you'll definitely get lucky.
Huh?
Pleasures of the flesh ain't exactly what I'm after tonight.
That's because you haven't experienced these pleasures with us yet. Buy us a drink and you will discover great satisfaction by us.
Everyone, close your ears, close your eyes. Don't listen to this. Tell them they're not your type. Tell them alcohol is bad for them. Tell them you don't have any money. You don't have the money. Tell them they can support themselves. I'd be lying, but I feel like this is the nicest way maybe to like. Maybe that's not nice, because I don't know. No sexy ladies take it. I'll do this one.
Buying you a drink. You ain't exactly my type.
Oh, we don't want to marry you. We just want to have fun with you.
You kids are too much. Look, kids, you seem like nice enough folks, but I wasn't planning on buying drinks tonight.
Stop teasing the cowboy, Kinder. They're just messing with you. Drinks are free here.
Dang, really? Ain't never been to a saloon with free
I'm
booze.
looking respectfully.
Call it a drink exchange.
Huh. So, everyone here knows they might be sharing blood?
Only as long as there's consent. We like to create a safe environment here.
Here, wait, children, don't read. Exactly, don't read.
Reinhard and Maxie here back to the kink room.
The huh? The what room?
Wait, kink room?
Mm-hmm. You're not in Kansas anymore, cowboy. We are not afraid of sex here.
Wait, pause. Pause. Look, hold on, real quick, before I continue this game, actually, let me search up. Let me legitimately search up if this game has any sex scenes before I go into it. Hold on. Hold on. I can't type. Pause. Okay, thank God. Google says yes, Vampire Therapist is a visual novel. Does feature some sexual content, though it's not explicit nudity. Oh wait, there's fleeting moments of partial nudity. How bad is this partial nudity? You read the warning? Yeah, but I didn't think it was gonna be this like, where can I sign up now? Children, don't look. Man, maybe I really am the tamest out of like Oathbound. Okay, I don't see anything about anything being super explicit in this game. I just want to make sure, because if this is really explicit, I can't stream this. I didn't do any research. I didn't do any research buying this game. It just looked really cool from the description. Okay. We're in a safe zone? We're definitely in a zone. I can't tell you. Can I save? Oh, I can. Okay, perfect. I can't tell you how safe it is, but we're definitely in a zone. Exactly. That's why you're a cinnamon rolls. No. I can be up to some tomfoolery, but this is like, this is very, I don't know, I get shy.
I'm from Missouri, but point taken.
Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do in there. Just have fun and drink your fill, handsome. I'm sure I'll be seeing plenty.
Just don't let Safi corrupt you. No, I've heard, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, guys. I've heard worse. I've probably have said worse, and I've, like, been around people who have, like, definitely said worse and everything. Just, I don't know. When it comes to, like things in, like, I don't know, like, if it's in public or on stream, I get so shy so fast. Like, I'm, like, the kind of person that, like, if I hear anything, like lewd or like vulgar, I'm just like, I can't look, I can't hear. But then when I'm with my friends, I've definitely said worse. I've you know, it's a very depending on the situation kind of thing. This game just took me aback. I was not expecting it to be like so upfront, you know. Looking through screenshots, the worst I've seen is Renaissance era. Okay. Oh, she's shy. Yeah, I get a little shy. You know, I get a little like point left, point right. You know, a little shy. You know.
Maxine, Reinhard, this is one of our special customers.
Ach so, ein Vampir. I'm thinking we are all getting lucky then.
My neck scrubs with anticipation.
Dang. Guess I'm going to a kink room then. Thanks, Crimson.
I knew a man who wore this much leather couldn't be boring.
Yeah, well, you got me pegged.
Wait, which is my blush? Oh, this is my.
Is that what we are doing now? Give me the document and I will sign myself up for it.
I really ain't in Missouri no more. Look, I'm more into biting.
Oh, your teeth look perfect. Are you going to bite me with those?
That's the plan. Who's going first?
Oh, me.
Well, step right on up. Remember, Sammy boy, just stick the tips of them fangs into the blue veins and we'll all have a nice time.
Wait. I wasn't expecting this to be part of the game. Wait, he said the blue. He said the blue, right? The.
Oh, das hat
Wait, I think that was the
gut
red.
angefühlt.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Is it my turn yet?
Sure thing. Come on over.
Why does this feel so intimate? Hold on. The blue. Right there.
Reinhard, the hot old vampire wore me out.
Bite the lips.
I feel as though I have set up a mail server.
Reinhard, mein Sucke Fledermaus. Ich bin so müde, sexy zu sein.
I will get us a taxi cab, Liebchen. Und du, cowboy? Next time we will talk about that thing you mentioned earlier.
Oh, huh?
Right, that thing. Now that I've had something to drink, I should probably get to my coffin.
Samuel, wait a moment. I see you got your
What
fill.
the?
Are you heading out?
Yeah, I figure I could use some shut-eye. I locked up my coffin over at the storage center.
Storage center. Please, you can use my guest coffin. I insist. You must be well rested for the challenges ahead.
Guess I got a big night tomorrow, huh? I should get a good day's sleep.
Wonderful. Please, follow me.
Well, dang. This is mighty plush. Guess it's one of them smart coffins.
Smart coffin.
Let's see what's on TV. Hey, I remember this movie. We were so proud to finally get some
なる
representation.
ほど。 Wait, can we? How long can we watch this movie for? I kind of want to watch it. Is this Nosferatu? Or is this Dracula? This is one of those. Oh, it's Nosferatu. I didn't get to watch the newest Nosferatu, and I was kind of sad. I really wanted to watch it. That's cool. That's cool. They have a little snippet of the
Not sure
movie
I should
here.
stay up watching movies though. Well, ain't much else to do in here. I think it's about time I hit the hay. Hope I'm cut out for all this.
Samuel, good evening. I hope
Checkpoint.
you
Okay,
slept
okay.
Like the dead, as they say.
well. I was hoping to save you some breakfast, but I've already sent them on their way.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still pretty full from last night. Them goth types were practically throwing themselves at me.
I am not surprised. Perhaps I should be concerned that some of my guests will follow you home.
Well, gosh, if I still had mortal circulation, I'd be blushing.
Why are you so embarrassed, Samuel?
Ah, hell. Guess we should just save it for therapy, huh? We gonna get started now?
Why is he asking? I'm embarrassed. Why is he asking if we're embarrassed?
If you like.
Why not? I'm eager to get going. Let loose, Doc.
Very well. Let's start with the first question any therapist asks then. What brought you to me? Why is becoming a therapist so important to
Well,
Oh,
gosh.
I cut him off by
I
accident.
remember what
Oopsie.
it was like. Being all angry,
Can I follow you
hungry,
home?
and scared all the time. It ain't no way to live. When I see vampires acting the way I used to, I just need to show them there's more to unlife.
And why is that up to you?
You, of all people, know how lost our kind can be. Preying on the weak, dating mortal high schoolers.
Mortal high schoolers?
I've got to make them see their potential. That's what I'm here for. I know it.
That is a lot of responsibility to place on yourself.
You got a funny look in your eye. Am I doing one of them distortion things?
You are most perceptive. Yes. Perhaps you can tell me what it is.
I was still asleep, but this game really woke me up. Yeah, this game was just not what I thought it was gonna be. I don't know. I maybe I should look into games a little more before I play them on stream.
You say you are here to make vampires see the world differently. In what way are you distorting reality?
You're saying you're here to make vampires see the world differently. Is this the control? No. Yeah, it's a control fallacy, right?
Well, I guess that's a control fallacy, right?
Twilight
I can't assume
cameo?
I'll be able to help other vampires the way I was helped.
Very good, Samuel. Control fallacies are hard to avoid when one feels strongly about something. Your fate is not to transform every vampire you ever meet, even those who are your clients. You will do what you can do, and that is enough. But I am eager to learn how you develop this desire to help our kin find a different way of thinking.
Well, like I told you when I first emailed you, I was a real nasty son of a bitch when I first became a vampire. When I look back and see what a no-account piece of shit I was, I ain't nothing but embarrassed. It all seems pretty stupid to me now. Here we are living forever and all we can do is kill? It's the dumbest thing I ever did here.
I am going to stop you for a moment. Stupid, no account piece of shit, nasty son of a bitch, dumbest thing. Do you hear the way you are talking about yourself?
With respect, sir, I earned all them names. I killed women and children. Half the ghost towns out west are my doing. I didn't think of nobody but myself.
Pretend you are my therapist. If I sat here and called myself a no-account piece of shit, what would you tell me?
I would say that's a labeling.
I'd say you were doing some labeling. And I guess I'd tell you to look at yourself a little more kindly.
Extend the same compassion to yourself then, Samuel. How are you to move on from being a nasty son of a bitch if you are labeling yourself? If you wish to be a guide to other vampires, you must start with compassion for them and for yourself. So, now that you've gotten all that horrible name-calling out of the way, please tell me, how did you find your sense of purpose?
Well, I was on the run, you see. The Wild West was ending and the Pinkertons were starting to get the better of my gang. I went into hiding and found a strange group of folks out in the country. They knew I was an outlaw right away, but they didn't judge me for it. They didn't even care that I was a vampire. They welcomed me like a friend, even shared their blood with me.
So Samuel is a vampire? Yeah, everyone here except the goth people we've met so far are vampires, basically. Wait, no, not everyone. I guess the only two vampires we've met are these two. Is Sam and Andy. They're the only two vampires, and then they said that Crimson is a human, but she's his like blood partner is how she described it. But it's more than that. And then yeah, his club is basically like kind of for vampires, but kind of not. Like it's for people to kind of, you know, for vampires to take their pick basically in a consensual way. Oh yeah, and the bouncer too.
They taught me how to appreciate the beauty of the night, and I started seeing things I'd never noticed before. They taught me my letters, philosophy, and how to question things instead of being scared of them. I think about them every day of my own life. They somehow freed themselves of all the judgments of the time and were better off for it.
These must have been the 19th century American transcendentalists, yes?
Yes, sir. I'm glad I died when I did, because their like just don't exist no more. Once my community died out, I started walking. That was something else they taught me how to do. There ain't nothing like having a walk and a think. I walked in nature for about 90 years and just took in all the grace and beauty of my country. I guess I was kind of selfish, though. I should have been helping other vampires the way the transcendentalists helped me.
Is that labeling?
Why waste 90 years walking when I should have been helping others? Seems pretty obvious to me. I could have done a lot of good in that time.
But your should turns that which you could find fulfilling into a duty. You create an extrinsic motivator. Should statements are another cognitive distortion, something created by your own mind. Nature
Okay, should
asks
statements.
almost nothing of you. Even if your should comes from a place of good, it creates undue pressure. And what do we do once we are pressured? We resent the shoulds. We procrastinate. And as you know, we have a lot of time to procrastinate.
Oh, you know, I'm not gonna lie, low-key is clicking a couple things in my life.
You got that right. Why do today what you could do next century?
Exactly. Should statements remove the intrinsic joy from that which you find fulfilling?
Hold on, though. Ain't there some things we really should do?
Of course, there are things we must do. But nature herself tells us what they are. We invent the rest. Here, let me give you an exercise. Listen closely. See whether you can find the should statement that is a distortion. I should go to the vampire dentist. You know what they say. If you have bad fangs, you get bad blood.
Did I write it down already? Sometimes we judge others and ourselves with the arbitrary rules on how things should be, and then we get hopping and mad when our expectations ain't met. Should statements can be put a lot of pressure on us, but there ain't no way. Wait, no, I can't read. Hold on. Should statements can put a lot of pressure on us, but there ain't too many universal rules. Heck, we should probably be dead because our heart ain't beating, but it seems like that ain't true. Examples: I'm a vampire. I should live in a castle. When you're in a gang, the gang needs to be your family, no one else. A cowboy must never show fear. I see. Okay. I don't think this falls under that should statement.
I should drink blood today.
No. Right? I don't think they...
I should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date.
That's a should statement.
Saying you should take Crimson out on a date is a should statement. You've turned something you want to do into something you have to do.
Okay.
That's right, Samuel. You know, I couldn't be more pleased with you. Your time in nature was clearly well spent.
Guys, we're doing it. We're therapisting.
Well, thanks, I suppose. But if you don't mind my saying so, I hope you're treating that mortal lady right.
Thank you. Please, ask her yourself. I imagine she would share her blood with you. You look like her type.
Hold on. I've only been in Europe for a couple of days. I ain't gonna go after my teacher's girlfriend.
She does what she wishes, and that is why I chose her as my blood partner. Samuel, even if it beats no longer, you have a good heart. I think you would be
Therapist,
an
huh?
excellent therapist.
So far, that good heart of mine hasn't amounted to much, but I'm willing to give it my best shot.
You are uncomfortable with praise, aren't you, Samuel? Every time I say something positive, you find a way to negate it.
I just don't think I should be doing any bragging. I spent my first 50 years killing, Spent the next 90 walking in the woods. I've tried to walk a better path since then, but I ain't no saint, Auntie.
I did not say you were. Having met several so-called saints, I can attest that none of them were either. I understand your discomfort, Samuel. I, too, have done terrible things that I cannot erase. But is erasing the good I have done worthwhile?
Well, I guess when you put it like that, it sounds kind of silly.
It's another cognitive distortion, one that mortal psychologists call disqualifying the positive. I understand that the actions of your past are difficult to bear, but what we are here to do is accept reality, with both its positive and negative aspects. I am not saying that you should disqualify your negative actions, but merely note when you disqualify the positive ones. Let us try an exercise. See whether you can challenge me when I disqualify my positive deeds. I am Andromachos, one of the most powerful vampires alive.
No, right? That doesn't fall under it.
Before I became the vampire I am now, I did exceptionally terrible things.
Disqualifying the positive.
Well, that's the one. Of course you done plenty of good stuff too.
But I wasn't talking about the positive things I have done, Samuel.
Damn it.
Let us continue. I have defiled the innocent. I have killed countless people.
No.
The good I now do pales in comparison to the evil I
Yeah.
have done.
That's the one. You're literally disqualifying the positive by comparing it to the evil stuff you done.
Well done, Samuel. I believe the recognition of this distortion will serve you well when you start to see clients tomorrow.
Oh my god, guys, I get a job tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? I only just started learning these here cognitive distortion things.
I will, of course, be with you. You needn't worry. I can sense your instincts and will help you.
But tomorrow, I just don't feel ready yet.
My friend, we are never truly ready. But if it would ease your concerns, we can practice with further examples. Would that be helpful to you?
Yeah, I think I need a couple more examples. I know there's a couple that I'm like not the greatest at. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could use the help.
Very well, Samuel. Let's try some examples. I will give you a statement, and you find the cognitive distortion in it. I am far sexier than movie vampires. Therefore, I should be a movie star.
That's the... That's a should statement, because I should be a movie star.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one. That's a should statement right there. But you're not insecure enough to be an actor anyway.
Excellent, Samuel. Would you like another exercise?
Yeah. Yes, please.
If I cannot consume high-quality blood, I might as well drink blood from Florida.
You know, I'm not Floridian, but what's wrong with Florida? Better than Twilight, of course. This would be a black and white, right? Because if I can't do this, then right, Nosferatu thinking.
That's Nosferatu thinking, ain't it?
Correct, Samuel. That being said, I am sure there is still decent blood to drink in Florida, but I would bring a test kit anyway.
You know, I've been watching, so like random, but like on the side, I like watching a lot of like cop cam videos just because they're fun, and it's a way to pass time at work where I'll just put the video on, and I'll watch them. And a lot of the craziest cop cam like footage is like in Florida for whatever reason. All the fucking Florida people like are insane.
Would you like another exercise?
Yeah.
I am an antediluvian old fart.
Oh, this is a labeling.
Well, that sounds like labeling to me. You ain't just an old fart. Are you actually older than the flood, though?
Do I look that old?
Oh, not at all. I was just...
I am joking, Samuel. Don't worry. The myth of the flood was at least 1,000 years before I was born. Would you like another exercise?
Yeah. Can I do another one?
With my terrifying powers, I know
Florida
I shall
man
never
strikes
be
again.
destroyed.
Yeah, the Florida men are crazy. With my terrifying powers, I know I shall never be destroyed. That's a... That's a... Is... Is a Nosferatu? Wait, no. Which is the one I'm thinking of? Is it this one? No. Is it the control one? Oh, it is a control. Okay.
I think that's a control fallacy, unless you know something I don't.
I'd rather question you have pinned. I would choose pear. Okay. I kind of like pears. I haven't had many pears. I think I had one maybe kind of not too long ago, and I think I liked it.
That's correct, Samuel. Though my powers are indeed phenomenal, the universe holds mysteries and dangers I cannot fathom. Would you like another exercise?
Yeah, how many exercises can I do?
I may hold vast knowledge, but acquiring it was inevitable thanks to my immortality.
Ooh, I may hold vast knowledge, but acquiring it was inevitable thanks to my immortality. Okay, it's not disqualifying the positive because there's nothing negative here. It's not labeling, it's not... What's Nosferatu again? Okay, it's black and white. Control fallacy. That's not should statement. It's not. Is that Three Stooges smacked each other in the heads like a... Though I still like them. Yeah, I guess I can turn into a bat, but any vampire worth their fangs can do that. She rescued a kitten, but she drinks mortal blood every night, so one good deed means nothing. What would this fall under? I may hold vast knowledge, but acquiring was inevitable thanks to my mortality. Is that disqualifying the positive? No, it's not, right? And it's not control. I don't think it's Nosferatu because it's not quite a black and white. I'm gonna try disqualifying, even though I don't think it is. I think it's one or the other.
I know that one. That's disqualifying.
I got it right.
Positive for sure.
I knew you would catch that one.
He knew he had hope in me?
Would you like another exercise?
How many exercises can I do?
I am lazy and useless because I slept the night away in my coffin.
That's labeling.
Well, that's just labeling, Chief. Ain't nothing wrong with having a sleep.
I want to see how
Well
many
done, Samuel.
exercises I can do.
Would you like another exercise? I got blood all over me the last time I drank. I am always so messy.
That's the labeling, right?
I am making quite a judgment based on a single
Oh.
incident. What kind of distortion is that?
Exercising all night. On a single
I
judgment?
got blood all over me the last time I drank. I am always so messy.
Is it a control
I am
fallacy?
making quite a judgment based on a single incident.
Nosferatu?
What kind of distortion
She's
is
being
that?
learned. I don't think I'm learning anymore.
I got blood all over.
That sounds like Nosferatu thinking to me. Everyone has a messy feed from time to time.
That's absolutely right. The dry cleaning bill is punishment enough without the self-judgment. Would you like another exercise?
Okay, let me try one more.
I should speak at least 300 languages, including Java. I will live forever after all.
Including Java. That's a should
Well,
statement.
that's one of them should statements, ain't it? Nobody's making you learn Java.
Thank goodness for that. Would you like another exercise?
Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
All right, Samuel. You must be hungry now. I suggest you get a liter inside you. We have a big night tomorrow.
How much is a liter?
Just get enough to drink, Samuel. We will not be able to work if you are hungry or tired. Now, please excuse me. I do have a date.
Can
with
vampires
Crimson
feel like
tonight.
bloated
I
after they
suspect I
like
shall not return until nearly morning.
with like blood? Because you know how like sometimes if you eat right, you can feel a little bloated afterwards. Do vampires
Yeah,
go
of
through the same
course.
thing? Like
I
they
hope
drink
you
a
have a
certain
nice
blood type,
night
and they're
out
like,
there,
oh, I don't like
stranger,
drinking
Andy.
type A because it always makes me feel a little like bloated. You know what I mean? Like, out of curiosity.
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace. Samuel, glad to see you are awake. Your first
This is the
client
next day. Oh my
almost ready.
god. It's our first day on the job, guys.
What, already? Look, Mr. Andy, sir, are you sure I'm ready for this? These are people's brains I'm messing with.
Fear not, my friend. You are a powerful vampire in your own right. To be so young and have so much empathy is quite a gift. All you need to do is listen, and I know the truth will reveal itself to you.
Shucks, wish I had your confidence.
Well, to a limited extent, I can see the future. If you are about to misinterpret a client's distortions, I will set you back on the right
Oh,
path.
okay, okay.
You can see the future.
It's not that impressive, really. You start to see the patterns after 1,000 years or so.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay, okay. I can pick. I was like, why isn't it letting me go to the next? Disqualifying the positive.
Dang. If seeing the future ain't impressive, that's gotta be a distortion. Disqualifying the positive, it's gotta be.
You barely require my aid as it is. If you need guidance, I will provide it to you telepathically. Don't think about it too much. When you are 3,000, such things will cease to impress you. Let us look at your first client's case file.
Okay.
Dr. Drain, huh? You ain't got no first name?
Wait, so let's see. Name Dr. Drain. Age 430. Okay. Gender male. Origin English. Dr. Drain is a class of 1614 graduate of the Royal College of Physicians. He has been studying the nature of blood for the last several centuries. Became a vampire after a post-mortem blood transfusion experiment. Now runs a global pharmaceutical research company. Is now concerned that he has developed an addiction to a drug of his own formulation. Suggestion: detect strong irritability on the phone. Investigate Drain's drinking and sleeping habits. Okay, okay.
Many vampires go by one name. Families and titles seem to become more abstract after a certain age.
Huh. So is it funny that he kept the title?
Indeed, you catch on quickly, despite your habit of disqualifying the positive. I will let you work now. I shall be meditating in my coffin, but I will sense when you need my help.
But
Samuel, I know you can handle this. Be yourself, and all will be well.
All right, guys, we got this. We got this, guys.
Satan bless it all, I hate flying. Oh, hey there. God's blood, what on earth are you?
What do you mean, what am I? I'm one of you.
My name's Sam. I'm the new therapist. Make yourself comfortable, Dr. Drain. And American as well. Good God. It's not enough for you lot to take over the world.
Howdy, howdy. Busy at work tonight. Just popping in and hope you have a rad stream. Also, I know what you, oh my God, I cannot fucking read. Also, I know what you're about, you degen orca. Deep voice, sexy man, vampire. Yeah, okay. Also, Dr. Drain, sign me up, bro. Turkey, you have to watch the VOD. You have to. There's parts where I'm like, I had to check to see if this game was was okay to play on YouTube. But I hope you have a good day at work or good night at work at least. I hope it's not like crazy busy or anything. Even the halls of the dead aren't safe from you. Fuck this dude. At first I was like, you know what? He kind of looks a little attractive from his picture. But now he's just an asshole. So I'm not attracted to you. Fuck you.
Oh well. I suppose your lot are all into this touchy-feely stuff, aren't you?
What do you mean by that?
And ignorance, even American ignorance, is bliss, I suppose. Oh, sweet ignorance, how I do wish I knew thee. Damn it, how am I gonna work with this fella? I gotta ask Annie.
Are you alright, Sam?
He goes as a hologram.
You gave me this fella as my first client?
Why not? He is clearly hiding very little about his state of mind.
How am I supposed to help him when he already sees me as the bad guy?
Use your instincts, Samuel. Think about how you have felt in your darkest hours. What does this poor vampire want?
He wants to complain. Either he wants a reality check or he wants to complain.
I think he just wants to complain.
Perceptive, Samuel. He can hardly stop himself, can he?
So, what? I just let him complain?
Of course. Just give him a starting point to let it all out. It will make him feel better.
Well, if you say so.
Don't worry, Samuel. You are doing wonderfully. I will release your time now.
Well, are you just going to sit there? I was just gonna ask how your trip here was. My trip? My trip was bloody wonderful. Until my familiar got a flat tire and I had to fly 30 kilometers here as a bat. I hate being a bat and I hate flying. Do you know?
I feel like being a
tried to
bat
help
would
me?
be like really fun though. Like you're just a little guy.
A creature that has lived for centuries, treated like common prey. I'm surprised he was even interested. You should see what an ugly little beastie I am when I transform. All I could do was screech and squeak until he went away. Well, I suppose I'm alive, in a manner of speaking anyway. You all right there, pal? Yes, I'm fine. Well, I'm not, of course. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
I'm bloody
But for the sake of
wonderful.
conversational integrity, fine. I take it you read my case file and know why I'm here?
He has an addiction. He's addicted.
You're here for an addiction problem. Yes. Embarrassing, isn't it? Well, what's to be embarrassed about? I remember when Ulysses S. Grant was president. Didn't seem to bother him. Oh, well, of course. How wonderful it is that I share the mental failings of people who only live a single lifetime. Hey, come on now. There's a part of us that's still mortal. Can't help that, just like we can't help being dead. So I'm discovering. Look, I just need some tips and I'll be on my way. Just give me all the tricks. Whatever one does to make addictions go away. Tips.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I feel like that's more of a doctor question of like, how do you get the addiction to go away? Not like a, I don't know. Suggest a milder addiction. Suggest something tasty. Suggest a hug. Suggest there are no easy solutions. There's no easy solutions.
There ain't no tips that'll magically cure you. But I'm here to listen. You know, I never in my life thought anyone would ever call me partner. Like partner, but not with a T.
Partner. I can't say that. Partner. Wait, real quick. I've heard somewhere that like a Californian accent basically has like doesn't pronounce the T's, and then I realized that as like I was reading some things before, I'm like, man, we really don't pronounce the T's. Like I would say partner, like partner, but I wouldn't say partner. You know, like you know what I mean? PogChamp. Partner. That's such a, I don't know why, that's such a weird word to say now.
And I know how you English love your tea. Thank goodness we can still process tea. We cannot live on blood alone. I appreciate the concern, though. I must admit, I rather saw myself above this whole addiction thing. But tell you what, let's not worry about being above or below anything. You're here now, so let's see what we can do. What exactly are you addicted to?
PogChamp.
It's a form of plasma, a catalytic compound of my own design, a necessary component of my own scientific goals. You're losing me. Well, let me try to make it simple. I have been able to replicate and even alter the molecular patterns that vampiric erythrocyte surface receptors receive.
Huh?
Our unique physiology gives us an increased ligand affinity, which is how we are able to process blood the way that we do.
Just reminds me of Aaron and Iron. That video is so funny. And do we talk like that? That video? Genuinely so funny.
I can extend this receptivity and thus achieve my true goal. Synthetic blood. Freedom from the hunger that plagues us and hope for all humanity. Well, dang, that sounds pretty impressive, Doc. Well, it doesn't work without a vampiric catalyst, and that is the plasma I am addicted to. Pathetic, isn't it? I have spent 400 years trying to steal the secret of blood, only to be engulfed by it, like Prometheus walking into a fireplace. Pathetic? Doc, where the heck would you get a word like that? You've come up with a synthetic blood. Man, I can barely get my spurs on some mornings. Maybe you had a setback or two, but give yourself a little credit, compadre.
He's disqualifying the positive.
Credit? For wasting 400 years? Practically speaking, I'm in the same place as I was back when King James was in power. Only now I have a drug problem. Perhaps I must face facts. My professor was right. Nothing we ever do will make a damned bit of difference.
Wait. Okay, before, because I think the next thing is gonna prompt me like to figure out what this is. My professor was right. Nothing we ever do will make a damn bit of difference. I think this is a control fallacy.
Samuel, listen to him. Do you recognize his patterns of thought?
There's some distortions in there, ain't there?
Let me adjust myself in my seat.
I knew you would sense them. Invite him to talk more about this failure of his.
I'll do my best. Now hold on just a minute there, cowpoke. I've heard you talk a lot about failure, but it sure sounds to me like you ain't thinking clearly if you think you're a failure. I am a realist, that's all. Look at me. 400 years of study and still...
Yami, are you listening? This is all crucial information for you. Write this down.
I'm saying I am surely the oldest, most well-studied doctor in the world. I should have achieved more than this. Well, it's all my fault, really.
Oh wait, shoot, I've just been listening to him.
The necessary level of dedication. It's always shocking to me how little urgency mortals have around death.
Well, it's not my fault, really. Can I seem to motivate my scientists to...
Now that I'm addicted to my own drug, I have joined the ranks of mortal celebrities in my utter irrelevance.
This is, I think, labeling.
Now, why would you go and label yourself irrelevant?
But not a writer. I'm not writing it down. Wait, I am in fact a listener, but not right. Right.
What else do you call the man who has nothing to show after 400 years? I reckon I'd call him by his given name. Slapping a label on yourself don't do nothing but weigh you down. Come on, Sam, there's some distortions in that whole speech you missed, you dang fool. Oh, tarnation, now I'm labeling. Hey, Cowpoke, you mind repeating all that stuff you just
Okay,
said?
okay, I can do this again.
I most certainly do mind, but very well. Look at me. 400 years of study and still dabbling with leukocytes.
Okay, disqualify the
I don't know many
positive.
people who would call working with leukocytes
Oh,
dabbling.
write it down, write it down!
I mean, I gotta admit, I have no earthly clue what you're talking about. So unless you made up all them science terms, I think you might be doing more than playing with a chemistry set. Perhaps. But if we consider all
Tarnation.
there is to know about blood, I know precious little. But you know something. Yes, I concede I might know something about blood. I would hope so after 400 years. You still got more knowledge about blood than most, whether it's been 4 years or 400 years, amigo. Let's get back to what you were saying, though. I'm saying I am surely the oldest, most well-studied doctor in the world.
That's a
I
should
should have
statement.
achieved more than this. Well, who said you should have achieved more? Isn't it obvious? I should have something to show for 400 years of work. And what happens if you don't? Absolutely nothing at all.
I want to be a yeehaw vampire. I want to be a cowboy, baby. I want to. Do you know what video I'm talking about? I want to be a cowboy.
Well, that's my point. That is not as encouraging as you think it is. Ain't meant to be encouraging, just showing you a little reality. Well, it's all my fault, really. I cannot seem to motivate my scientists to reach the necessary level of dedication. It's always shocking to me how little urgency mortals have around death.
That's all my fault. Is this a control one?
So it's all your fault. that you
Do
haven't
not
come
mock
up with the
me.
perfect synthetic blood.
Point and laugh.
It can't be anyone else's fault. Only I have the skill, the knowledge, and the experience. Pardon me for saying so, Doc, but it sounds like what you're doing is pretty dang complicated. It sounds to me like you're some kind of god if you expect control over life itself. Please, I'm a scientist, not a spiritualist. It is not control I seek, but understanding. And are you ever gonna have perfect understanding? No, of course not. I'm not a wizard.
What the freak?
So how about not putting saving the world on one person, Doc? That is a simplification, but I take your point. As I was saying, oh, well played, Cowpoke. Perhaps I am being a little dramatic. Yes, I'm aware that in reality progress has been made, enough to get to this point. But I didn't come here to ask for a pat on the back and to be told I'm a good boy. That ain't my department, but I hear they do some of that stuff downstairs. Yes, we all know very well that the Continentals are more sexually liberated than we are. But as I say, I don't want all this therapy stuff. I just want to stop using this damn drug. Well, so what's so good about this stuff anyway? Why do you like it? I'm not certain. I don't remember what happens after I take it, but I wake up feeling, how do I put this, alive. Well, that don't sound so bad. A good nap can make me feel like a new man. I'm not talking about feeling refreshed. I mean I feel alive. As if I'm someone else, someone who lives. And I wake up and find, oh gracious me, I am not depressed.
Oh, so he's just depressed, and this makes him feel not depressed.
You mean to tell me that you're going to sleep depressed every night? Oh, nothing of the sort. Oh well, I'm glad to hear that. You are assuming that I can simply go to sleep and my global scientific enterprise will run itself.
This is a control fallacy, I think. Oh, wait, oh I can't begin. Never mind.
Oh, wait just a gosh darn minute. You're telling me you don't sleep? Yes, it's not as though we can get much deader already, and I have work to do. So you're not sleeping, and you're always depressed. I think we're starting to get somewhere. Oh, don't be such a bumpkin. If you are a sapient individual, aware of the world around you, depression is the only sensible reaction. It has nothing to do with sleep.
Is this, I think it's black and white, right? Nosferatu thinking?
Come on now, it's a big world out there, and different things are depressing to different people. Everyone reacts to things differently. Ain't it true that a sensible person, as you call them, might even be a different degree of depressed? Very well, I suppose I might have used a bit of mild hyperbole.
New word for me. Oh yeah, usually people say country bumpkin when they say that, but bumpkin is very like ill-educated, like countryside living type of person usually. So if you say bumpkin to someone, it usually like you're calling them to some degree like living on the countryside and being like dumb or something along the lines, you know.
Mild is putting it mildly, Buckaroo. Buckaroo? Now I'm even more depressed. Regardless, I didn't come here to be a whiner. Oh, boo-hoo, on life is hard. Yes, we all
Unlife.
know it's
That's so
hard.
funny. Labeling.
Now, why'd you say coming and talking to me makes you a whiner? Is that not what I currently am? Sounds to me like you're expressing yourself. Whiner is the word you used.
Noise.
Yeah, if you want to call it whining, that's up to you. But that's entirely your label. Oh, very well, call it moaning or whinging if you prefer. Moaning, whinging, belly aching, still all just labels. I don't believe I shall be using the term belly aching in any case. But as I was saying, in the moments I wake up, I feel free. I suppose it must be what being an ignoramus feels like.
Ignoramus? In the moment I wake up, I feel free. So is the cowboy a vampire too? Or so he's a cowboy too. They're all cowboy. Or sorry, not cowboy. Oh my god, he's a vampire too. He's been a vampire for like 200 something years, and then he's been a vampire for like 400 something years. But he was called to like come here basically because he was able to kind of start picking up on like the mental stuff about like vampires. Like, oh, vampires, all they do is like, you know, they always bring themselves down, or they dramatize whatever the word is, like everything. The cowboy is a cowboy too. shut up. And and so yeah, so he gets called here basically so to be like a therapist of the people. And there's another vampire that I'm with that is like guiding me to be a good therapist essentially. So that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm kind of like I'm almost like an aide, kind of like I'm learning a little bit as I go essentially. In the moments I wake up, I feel free. I suppose it must be, what's an ignoramus? I feel like ignorant, but like I don't know if this is labeling or if this is maybe disqualifying the let me try disqualifying the positive.
So you're telling me you feel good when you wake up, and then you call yourself an ignoramus? Before you even get a chance to reflect on feeling good, you're insulting yourself. That's what I like to call disqualifying the positive. I'm simply stating facts. Stating facts shouldn't impede an argument. What good is that fact doing anyone? It's about as useful
It
as an
basically
empty
means
holster.
an idiot. Oh, okay.
Lest I somehow forget that you were a cowboy. About this drug, though. Oh, very well. I suppose I might be discounting my experience. I don't know how to say this, amigo. You really don't like letting yourself be happy. Honestly, I'm failing to see the problem with taking this stuff. Seems like it's making you get the rest you need, and it makes you feel good. What's the problem?
Are we encouraging addiction here?
First of all, I do not need to rest. And partaking of this plasma does have downsides. What kind of downsides? I do not know what happens when I partake of the substance. However, when I wake up, I feel refreshed. But I also smell of blood and sex. Once I even woke up wearing a football jersey. It was most distasteful.
Huh?
I guess you must be having some kind of good time. That is not my idea of a good time. I'm Dr. Drain. I am intelligent
Based
and
if so.
not some ill-bred monster. I don't go gallivanting into godforsaken places to engage in depraved coitus and the consumption of dirty blood. It sounds to me like you're real good at denying yourself things. Well, I should be better at it.
That's a should statement.
You know, Doc,
Sex.
a wise old vampire recently told me something I'm about to tell you. You keep talking about the things you should be doing. You, compadre, are shoulding all over yourself. Oh, well, that is vivid, isn't it? I can now add incontinence to my already considerable list of faults.
I thought he just calls himself Dr. Dre. Yeah, it's Dr. Dre. You don't recognize
I'm
him?
listening to you tell me I should be doing this, and I shouldn't be doing that. But who gave you all them shoulds and shouldn'ts? I don't know. It shouldn't matter, should it? I've been dead for over 400 years. It's the oldest stuff that sticks with us, amigo. We all got traumas. Heck, we're dead men. That's traumatic no matter what.
Compadre. Wait, that's Spanish. Yeah, but you can still use it in English. And people understand, at least in the United States, people still understand what compadre means.
You've been through a lot. Don't rope yourself up so tight. Listen, we're doing good work already, I know it. Now, let's not push too hard. I would really like like you to think about where all them shoulds are coming from before we meet again. And be good to yourself, all right, partner? Don't feel like you gotta go cold turkey on that plasma stuff. Yes, well, all the same, I'd rather not do it at all. Is that actually gonna happen, though? It might. You're dipping into it tonight, aren't you? I think about it. All right, partner. Just give yourself a little compassion. That's all I'm asking. I'll admit, you've given me some things to think about. You can handle
Oh,
it,
I skipped
partner.
the
You're way
dialogue a little
smarter
bit.
than I am.
Oops. Wait, people in the U.S. now know what compadre? Yeah, there's like a couple Spanish terms that people in the U.S. like know pretty. Like amigo is like one of them, right? Compadre is another one. Though they don't exactly understand the same words in the same context. Like compadre doesn't mean like what it means in Spanish. It's more of like a friend kind of thing, or you know, like an acquaintance, like a positive acquaintance kind of thing, right? Daddy, stop. I guess only the South. Yeah, but like it's so common enough for like if I went somewhere else and I said compadre, like they would understand. Or if you say like mano a mano, like hand to hand, like people understand that too. Like they'll say it more with like a thick accent, like mano to mano or mano a mano, you know, stuff like that. Like things like that, like people understand, you know.
Yes, well, that is certainly true. Very well. I shall do some reflecting. I shall see
Oh,
you
I
in
keep skipping
precisely
through
4
dialogue.
weeks then.
Whoopsie.
Farewell, Sam.
Masterfully done, Samuel. I knew you would do well, but that doesn't make me any less pleased.
Well, that was a hell of a rush. That fella's holding on tighter than a holster to a gunslinger's hip. It felt real good to help him look at himself a little more kindly.
Good, Samuel. Treasure this feeling. But also rest. Go downstairs, get something to drink.
I'm
relax
scared to
in
go
your coffin.
downstairs. The goths scare me.
Next week you shall see a new client. I think they will be an interesting challenge for you.
The goths say things to me and I don't know how to react.
I bid you good evening, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Damn. Now that's a vampire.
You too, Andy. Well, I guess it's time I got me some grub.
I'm scared. What if the goths take me back to that room?
Well, that's it, I guess. My first client. Can't believe I'm doing this therapy stuff already. Sure could use a drink. I'll check in with Crimson.
Well, if it isn't Yosemite Sam, how you doing tonight, partner?
The cowboy vampire and the goth vampire are like the two vampires I meet at all times, TBH.
Well, better already hearing from someone from the States who knows the lingo.
I'm not from any states, cowpoke. District of Columbia girl here.
Oh, okay.
I figured you must have been coastal. You sound a little more, polished than I do.
You should hear my German.
Maybe some other time. My brain's full tonight. I had my first therapy session with a real client.
Oh, yeah? How do you think it went?
I think it went great.
I reckon it was a bullseye on my end. You should have seen me. Labeling, blam, disqualifying the positive, kapow.
I'm glad to hear
Who
it.
that? She's
Someone
the
has got to
bartender.
sort these vamps out. They know how to hold on to their problems.
Well, she's the bartender, but then she's also the blood partner to Andy, and their relationship goes more than just they're when they're they in I don't want to say it, but they're more than friends, basically. Boy, would I like a drink.
Living or dead, once people hit 70, they get pretty dang set in their ways.
You know Andy still uses a typewriter? I can't get that gorgeous man to see the light.
I want to use a typewriter. Sounds
Keep it up,
fun.
cowboy. You're a breath of fresh air for these ancient ones.
Anyone ever tell you you're wise beyond your years, Crimson? You must have had some life.
Afraid I'm exactly as wise as my years. How old do you think I am, cowboy?
When mom and dad love each other very much. Yeah, exactly. When mom and dad love each other very, very much. They shut up. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't think she's any of these ages if she's saying that. She does have, not in a bad way. She's very attractive, but she does have a little bit of like the wrinkles that like artists give around the eyes usually when they try to like show that a character's old. So maybe she's like, youngest I want to say 30, but she might be closer to like 40 something maybe. But I'm just not gonna fall for the trap because it's not polite to guess a woman's age.
I'm gonna do the gentlemanly thing and not hazard a guess.
You would have gotten it wrong anyway. I'm 50 years young.
Oh, I was kind of close. I said 40, but I was trying to be safe.
50? I died around that age and I looked like shit. But you ain't a vampire.
Like I told you, I'm Andy's blood partner. He shares his blood with me too, just not enough to turn me into one of you. I've been 30 for a good while now.
But you ain't joining our team? Sounds like a story.
Not for tonight, buckaroo. I bet you're thirsty after a big night. Andy told me to give this to you.
I kind of want to drink. Fun fact, guys, when I usually go to like a bar or a club, because I don't drink, right? So when I go, I usually just ask for like a virgin margarita or something. And a lot of times it's very cheap. You know, I can get like a drink sometimes for like $2 because there's no alcohol in it. So it's kind of nice.
Oh yeah? What is it?
We had a group of Americans come in last week who donated their blood. Andy can't stand the stuff. He says the blood glucose levels are too high, but he thought you'd appreciate it.
Oh, it ain't so bad. I gotta ask though, what does Andy's blood taste like?
To me,
Buckaroo, I love that new word. Yeah, it's a fun word.
I ain't sure I understand.
Only $2. Hi, Scott. Yeah. No, every time though, of course, it just depends like what I order. If I order like a really simple virgin drink, yeah, it could be like as cheap as $2. But sometimes it's like $5 or like $6 or something. But it's usually either half or less than half of the price of like the actual drink. Killer, what happened to your other eye? It's a fashion statement, first of all. it is stylish. We're with edgy people and the goths, and I wanted to fit in.
Never you mind. Look, Tex, I've got some customers to serve, so go enjoy your juice, okay?
I want juice.
Oh, of course. I'm keen to get some rest anyway. You have yourself a fine night, Crimson.
There he is.
Oh,
my
thank God I didn't have to go to
protege.
the kink room.
Oh, come on.
I was
now.
scared.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Killer edgy? Said no one ever. I could be a little edgy, you know, just a tad bit. You don't know me, Scott. You don't know. I was gonna say some dumb shit. I was gonna be like, you know my name, not my story.
Evidence stands against that reasoning, my friend. Do we need to talk about disqualifying the positive again?
All right, I get it. I guess I've been muddling through okay.
You've been doing wonderfully. I hope you are ready for a bit of a challenge tonight.
Oh no.
Your next client has been known to be somewhat difficult.
How difficult are we talking?
Here, look at her intake form.
Isabella Deste. Dang, she's got some funny tasting hats.
Let's see. Isabella Deste was a key figure in the Italian Renaissance, funding the works of Leonardo da Vinci, Andrea Mantegna, and Michelangelo. She received a humanist education and knows much about history, art, music, and philosophy. She comes from a highly aristocratic background, but has endured considerable family issues through the generation. She states that she is undergoing an existential immortality crisis, suggesting that her life and unlife have both been meaningless. Suggestion. Oh my god, I cannot read. Suggestion, be exceedingly polite. Okay, I can do that. I'm so polite. I'm like one of the nicest and politest people you will ever meet. Trust. What's up? Hello, Muzan.
I think you should get along quite well then.
I walked right into that one.
Isabella is not your average vampire. She was once the
I'm
powerful
gonna drink water real
matriarch
quick.
of one of the most influential families in Europe.
Water ASMR. Okay.
She fraternized with popes and kings, and she also wielded great power over the art world. Some say that she was the model for the Mona Lisa.
Okay.
One of them highfalutin types, huh? I don't think she's gonna like me much.
She is as human as any of us, Samuel. I already know you will find a way to relate with her.
Yeah, easy peasy, no problem.
If you say so.
Remember, you can always seek my advice if you feel lost. You are not alone. But I hear the beating of elegant wings. Breathe, Samuel. Oh, and do be polite.
Goodness. So you are the new therapist Andromachos told me of. I was not expecting someone so rugged.
Sam Wall's at your service, ma'am.
You are a therapist.
Well, that's what I'm here for, ma'am.
Enough with this, ma'am. I am not running a whorehouse. You may call me Senora.
Huh? Signora. I think this is the closest pronunciation.
All right, Senora.
Senora? Must you assault my ears with your Neolithic grunting?
I'm doing the best I can.
Then speak properly. Repeat after me. Signora.
Signora.
Signora. Signora.
Signora?
Signora from Genshin?
Porca miseria, this is not going to be easy, is it?
Therapy ain't never easy, Senora.
So, therapy is always easy then?
I said it ain't never easy, Senora.
Is therapy easy or is it not?
Not, I guess.
Oh, how are we to examine my inner demons if your own speech is so diabolical?
You know what? Let's start over. Greetings and salutations, Senora. I am most honored to receive you in my humble office.
Very well. I suppose it will do.
Okay, okay. Low-key, I kind of like her.
I'm just here to help, Senora. It says here on your intake forms that you've been having a tough time lately.
A tough time. Indeed, yes, it has been a tough time. The realization that not only am I a corpse, but that I have been a useless corpse for nearly 400 years is a tough time.
So what's set off this feeling that you're a
She's Italian. Yeah, she's Italian.
I saw a film at the cinema.
Hey, I love the cinema.
Bond with her over movies, bond with her over actors, bond with her over Hollywood glamour. I'll say over movies. Would next person.
Well, not many of our kind are movie buffs. What are some of your favorite films?
I would hesitate to say favorite, but there are some films that are more acceptable than others. For instance, Beneath the Velvet Dusk or In Search of Sadness are engaging explorations of the mortal condition.
Oh, I ain't heard of them. You ever seen The Three Stooges?
Utter vulgarity! I do not waste my time with such nonsense. Alas, these Stooges 3 would be preferable to the abomination I saw at the cinema that made me realize just how dead I am. It was a most terrible film, one that shook me to my core. The pain of it lingers with me still 5 years later.
What movie? I want to know what movie it
Movies
is.
can be pretty powerful. Heck, I remember seeing one of the first films. There was a train coming right for the audience. We thought we were dead for sure.
This film was not powerful, it was meaningless. It said nothing, did nothing, less than nothing, as loudly and garishly as possible. And the audience, fools that they were, cheered, applauded this desecration of the mind.
The Search of Sadness. Yeah, that's me. Oh my god, same
I
bestie.
hate this film with all my being, for it has done the cruelest thing. It has revealed the dark truth. This life that I cling to has no purpose.
Dang, what the heck was this movie?
Space Wars. Rise of the Spacewalker.
What the heck?
Well, wait a minute. Space Wars, the big science fiction franchise?
Yes, I believe it is important to understand modern media diets.
But that's the movie that gave you your personal crisis?
Mind your tone. Do not think me a fool. I know it was not high art. But the money it made, it would make even the Pope blush. This stinking trash. This is what the people want. You see, I understand now. My attempts to infuse art with meaning were pointless. All that I am, all that I ever was, is dead.
This is a Nosferatu thinking, I think.
You don't seem that dead to me.
I really
In
like
this
her voice. Her
conversation,
voice is very nice.
You ain't just lying there decomposing.
It is no different. I might as well be rotting in the ground.
I think you might get pretty bored.
Are you getting smart with me, boy?
Look, I'm just talking facts. If you're saying all you are is dead, I think you might be doing some Nosferatu thinking. It ain't black and white. You're here. But let's go back to what you were saying.
Once, I elevated art, and all the world benefited. Why have I lost my power to elevate art now?
I think this is a control fallacy. Oh wait, no. This is either a control fallacy or a disqualifying the positive, I think. Because I once elevated art, the world benefits. That's a good thing. Why have I lost so... Oh wait, actually no, maybe it's not disqualifying the positive. I think this is a control fallacy. I might be wrong, but I think it's a control fallacy.
All the world benefited?
Oh, thank God.
There's a lot of people, and they got a lot of different preferences. You can't get them all, can you?
But I could, once upon a time.
You can't reach everybody, Senora. I hadn't even heard of the Mona Lisa until about 1911.
Did you have any schooling whatsoever?
No, I didn't. But I don't think anyone in my time knew about the Mona Lisa either.
Oh, how wonderful. You add to my despair.
I'm saying you can't reach everyone, even in your own time.
That is true. I doubt the rabble had much of an opinion about the so-called great masters.
We only know what we know. But you were saying...
It was all for nothing. What good was guiding Da Vinci when they sell the Mona Lisa on beer coasters?
It was all for nothing. What good was guiding Da Vinci when all they sell... What do you guys think? I think this might be a disqualifying the positive. I think, okay, I'm gonna go with my gut. I think this is qualifying the positive.
Come on now. Just because the Mona Lisa's been on a coaster doesn't mean that's all it's ever been for. I think you might be downplaying just what an impact you've had on the world.
The world needs no help from me to reduce my life's efforts to cheap commodities.
So just because something gets printed on a t-shirt, that cancels out everything that's good about it?
Yes, that is exactly what it does.
And I thought I was good at disqualifying the positive.
It should not be so. Art should have meaning, purpose. Beauty should expose truth.
Art should have meaning, purpose, beauty should expose... Oh, it should. This is a should statement.
You're saying art should have meaning and purpose. But does all art need those things?
What is the purpose of creation otherwise?
How about if I just like doodling? Ain't that a good enough reason to draw?
You know, as an art major, this conversation is also kind of interesting.
It is a pointless reason.
Well, maybe I want to do something pointless. All I'm saying is that I don't have the same shoulds you do.
Perhaps you should.
But I don't. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Which is speak like a peasant.
Heck, that's what I am, Senora. Ain't nothing gonna change that reality. Let's get back to what you were saying.
But it seems I am just a dead woman. A walking corpse who is not worth listening to. I should walk into the sun.
This is a labeling. She's labeling herself.
Now, why have you gotta go and call yourself names?
They are not names, they are my reality. I am a dead woman, and I am a corpse, am I not?
Is that all you are?
This is how I am defined by the world.
Seems to me you're the one using them names. Hell, I think I'd be a little afraid of calling you a corpse.
As you should be. Allow me to continue.
That's an interesting comment, as you should be, because then that also implies that, like, he's like, oh, I'd be afraid of calling you a corpse. So she can call herself that, but if someone else calls her that, then she's not going to take kindly to it, right?
You make me sound rather mad. Like an old woman, railing
Say I
at
should
the
walk to
world,
the sun. No,
screaming
don't do
into
that.
the void, all to no purpose.
Look, Senora, all I'm trying to do is show you where you're a little rigid in your thinking is all. You're expecting a lot from the world and a lot from yourself. It ain't no surprise that you're gonna be disappointed over and over again.
I suppose that is some insight. Indeed, I have been in a state of disappointment from the moment I was 16.
Oh.
But what happened when you were 16?
I got married.
Kiayama, Shun said your Steam key. Wow. Shun said that. Tell him I'm bolding his list on the name. I'm actually dedicating a single page to it. I have a bully list, guys. I have a little bully list, right? And every time someone's mean to me, I put their name in this list, right? And and Shun's trying to get off this list apparently, but he's doing a really bad job of getting off this list.
I think I get it.
You absolutely do not get it. You are a man.
Well then, help me understand.
Frankie, my husband. He taught me the meaning of disappointment. He taught me the world was built
Oh
upon
no,
lies.
he said do it, you
These
won't.
things
Okay,
men proclaim
I remember
as
that.
values, truth, beauty, the spiritual. They were all fiction. But if men did not live according to principle, I would. I would set the example and shame them all.
Yeah, tell him, queen. Tell him, bestie.
Yet, what a fool I have been to think humanity had greater aims.
So, what's this greater aim you're talking about?
I received a humanist education as a child. I was taught that the pathway to God was through rationality and a questioning mind, not slavish devotion to tradition. This world is not Eden, but it could be. Or so I thought.
Can I be in the bully list with Briz? No. Good thing I haven't bullied Kia. She's too cute. Aw, thank you.
So you're talking about a literal pathway to God?
He said, you ain't got the huevo ranchero, little bro. Alright. I don't think this is Shun talking anymore. I think this is the inner dialogue of fucking King Yami here.
No, fool. A pathway to God.
I have some you want.
To live according to our natures. Our true natures.
You mean being nudist? You mean being vampires? You mean being... Wait, no, fool. A pathway to godliness to live according to our natures, our true natures. You mean being Italian? You mean being vampires?
You mean being vampires?
No, I think you're great or something. Or something.
Come
Yeah.
boy. Nothing could be further from natural.
Is she talking about nudist?
All this foolish hissing and copulation and blood drinking does not bring us closer to God.
Interesting. She's still religious though. She's a vampire. Well, I guess you can still be religious, but interesting that she's still trying to be close to God despite being a vampire.
But it does give us more time to find the path.
Well, talk to me about this pathway to God. How do you reckon we find this path?
I reckon nothing. I've always known that we can find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible.
This is a... I think it's a control fallacy, because I reckon nothing. I have always known we can find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible. I think it's a control fallacy.
You really think we've got that much control, Senora? All we gotta do is be perfect, and then we've got our pathway to the Almighty.
Being Italian peak.
Yes, it seems quite
Or
clear
being
to me.
Italian peak.
Senora, if that's how it is, it ain't no wonder you ain't forgiving yourself or anyone for the slightest mistakes. I would ask myself if anyone really has that much control. But keep talking.
I have always known we must master ourselves and our baser instincts. Virtue must triumph over vice.
I always know we must master ourselves or our baser instincts. Virtue must... This is a... This is a Nosferatu thinking, I think. No?
You know there have been many entities over time that have tried to control humanity. They have all failed, and the Signora would do well to remember.
Is it a control fallacy again?
I have always known we must master ourselves.
You've been around a while, Senora. In all that
Maybe she has a
time,
lot of control
when have we
fallacies.
mastered ourselves and our baser instincts.
Not a single day. Men especially have no bottom to their depravity.
Yeah, tell him Queen Slay.
All right, fair enough. So us fellas have disappointed you every day for a few hundred years, right? Ain't that proof that nothing you do is gonna change that?
An evil thought, Mr. Sam Walls, but true.
I might take a shower, beer, baby. Okay, have a good shower.
We're in agreement then. It's a little bit of a control fallacy to think that's gonna change because of you.
Men have no bond.
Well, let's keep going.
I have always known that the earthly lives we lead are disgusting, and only war and death can come of them.
I've always known earthly lives we live are. I think is this labeling? No?
The world is very dark to our dear Signora, is it not, Samuel? I did not know my own life was so devoid of meaning.
I have always known that the earthly lives we lead are disgusting, and only war and death can come of them.
Nosferatu?
Now, hold up just
Okay,
a
okay.
sec there, cowpoke. You really think all we can do is sow death and destruction?
I do not poke cows. Do I look like a farmer?
Come on, Senora. You've been alive to see what? 15, 20 billion people live and die? You really saying death and destruction is all each and every one of them ever amounted to?
Well, perhaps not individually, but as an immortal, I look at the greater arc of history.
Well, most of us ain't looking to contribute to the greater arc of history, but that don't mean life's pointless. That's some Nosferatu thinking, I'll tell you what. But let's
I'll
continue.
tell you what. The way he says that.
I have always known the people have become fat and lazy, and living within the Garden of Eden is impossible in such a state.
Is this labeling?
Sounds to me like you're coming up with labels for kicking people out of the Garden of Eden. Is that all we amount to? Fat and lazy?
Look around your own country, boy. Look at me. See my disgusting rolls and saggy features.
But she's
Would
pretty.
you let me into the Garden of Eden?
Yeah.
Well, sure, why the heck not?
I am glad you are not the gatekeeper then.
You rather have a gatekeeper who wouldn't let you in? Listen, Senora, you gotta go easy on yourself with them labels. Well, let's keep talking, though.
I have always known we should act with dignity if we would take our place at God's side once more.
We should. That's a should statement.
I think this here's the meat of it, Senora. The filet mignon.
I fear your French is even worse than your Italian.
Here's the thing, Senora. Who came up with all them shoulds that'll take you to God?
Why, the greatest thinkers of history that I studied in my youth. Plato, Aristotle, Cicero, Aquinas.
Sounds like a bunch of dead guys to me. They really had it all figured out way back when, huh?
Well, of course not. How foolish do you think me?
Not at all, Senora. Just questioning where all them shoulds are coming from. But let's keep going.
So you think you are so very clever, do you, boy? That by pointing out my distortions, you have won.
Oh, wait. I want to break this down real quick because I think this is a little interesting that she's like, oh, you think you won. I feel like she's a little bit like... I feel like when people say those kind of phrases in arguments, when they say like, oh, you won, they're not quite seeing what you're saying as a part of the conversation. They're seeing it as an argument. And when they say that, it's because they're trying to win their point. They're trying to win the argument. Even though it's not an argument, even if it's like even if it's just a conversation, right? If someone starts saying like, oh, you think you won, like that is kind of the point where you can notice that person is not understanding you as like someone conversing. They're seeing you as like an enemy or as a like someone they have to like beat or dominate or something along those lines, right? So I don't know. Not that this game is gonna point that out or anything, but I just think it's interesting that she would say that, and I think it kind of goes with her as a person, right? Because it seems like she's trying to make a point of like what she thinks is valid, and she's against what he's saying.
That is where you are truly the fool. I already know how wrong I have been, that I have been chasing an impossible fiction all my life. Indeed, I now believe that even if we did follow the pathway to God, once we reach the end, we would discover that he, too, was a work of fiction.
And I believe that if we did follow the pathways of God, once we reach the end, we would discover that he too. So then what's her point of trying... So if her point is that she's following all these things to be closest to God, right? Or godliness, then if she keeps following these pathways and she believes that once she reaches to it or them or the idea that's going to be a work of fiction, then why follow these ideas?
When I say God, I mean goodness, propriety, intelligence. God himself is a lie.
Oh, so godliness, basically.
I see. So you've lost your faith.
Yes, it has crumbled to dust, much like myself in this fat, wretched old body. Beauty and truth are lies. Ideas developed by ugly men to justify their existence.
Preach.
While we occupy ourselves chasing those ideals, they create space wars to leech our money and our vitality. And to think, they call me judgmental, while they created the false ideal to judge against. You don't think I'm judgmental, do you, boy?
Yes, absolutely.
I wouldn't put it that way exactly. Besides, I ain't gonna call you names. In fact, that's where I think I want to challenge you. Senora, I think the person you're judging more than anyone is yourself. I know you got raised with all them high ideals, so of course you're getting disappointed when nobody can reach them. That's some heavy pressure, not just on them, but on yourself. I'd ask yourself what all that pressure's doing for you. Is it bringing you any satisfaction? We can't always control what things are gonna be.
This is not acceptable.
Huh? Just, this is not acceptable? A control fallacy?
I got some bad news for you, Senora. None of us really has the power to change the world on our own. Not even a clever lady like yourself. I suggest we start working on ways of helping you find a way to accept the world for what it is.
But the world is base and unworthy.
Remember that term I told you about? Nosferatu thinking? You're gonna strip all the color out of the world if you keep doing that. The world's a lot more than just base and unworthy.
Nosferatu thinking. I am not used to having my own thoughts thrown back at me.
Well, that's why you're here, ain't it? I ain't gonna help you change the world, Senora. All I can do is help you find some other perspectives.
I suppose there is a certain simpleton's wisdom in the way you speak.
Thanks, I guess.
Very well, boy. I will consider what you have said. We will meet again in exactly 4 weeks. Do we have an understanding?
I think it's funny that they meet in 4 weeks when usually with therapy it's like you meet like every week or every other week. But for them, like, they live so long, so this is basically like the week equivalent to them, right?
Yes, indeed, Senora.
Ugh. Please learn to speak properly by then.
Well done, Samuel. I believe you handled Senora Deste quite well.
You kidding? That lady straight up hates my guts.
Samuel, if Isabella Deste hated your guts, she would not be shy about telling you so.
That I believe.
Older we get, the harder it is to gain a different perspective. Have patience. We are not all as wise as Samuel Walls.
Guess it's just that simpleton's wisdom, as the Senora called it.
Do not adopt her labels, Samuel. I will not stand for it. I know she was a challenge, but you rose to it as I knew you would. I think you deserve a night of hard drinking. What do you say?
You don't need to tell me twice. All right, Andy. I'll see you later then.
Indeed, Samuel. Enjoy yourself. Excellent work tonight. Rest in peace.
Okay, okay. That wasn't that bad. That was okay.
Dang, I think that's enough abuse for one night. I could use a drink and a quiet
I hope
night.
the gods don't come back.
Hey, cowboy. Why the long face?
I used to say the same thing to my princess.
Your daughter.
My horse, actually. She never really understood the joke, but I still like telling it to her.
You didn't answer my question, Gunslinger. What's got you down?
Oh, I just finished up with my second client. She gave me a tongue lashing to remember her by. You ever talk to someone who's so educated and refined that they make you feel like a space alien?
Only everyone I ever met in law school. At least until I learned to speak their language.
She went to law school. Interesting. Okay, okay.
You're a lawyer?
Was, and no, I wasn't the blood-sucking kind before you start with the vampire jokes. Just a wide-eyed DC do-gooder. But I get what you're talking about. People can use language like a membership card. You don't speak the lingo, you don't get in.
Well, that's just what I mean. I just ain't sure I've got the lingo for a 500-year-old high society Renaissance woman.
Well, how do you think your session went? Think she heard you?
I think she heard me.
Well, she did say that I'd given her some stuff to think about. Yeah, to tell the truth, she seemed kind of embarrassed about that.
So what? If she heard you, I'd take the W, cowboy.
Take the W. What, the wagon?
The win, Gramps. Maybe she isn't gonna relate to you, but that doesn't mean she can't hear you.
You're probably right. I guess I'll take the W. And while you're at it, I'll take some B too. That's blood, see?
What are you in the mood for? Men? Women? Something a little more off the beaten path?
Oh.
I think I'll have some takeaway tonight. What have you got?
Here, try this. Should put some color in those cheeks.
You really ain't squeamish, huh, Crimson?
Nah, healthy blood never hurt anyone. I've been hanging around vampires for 20 years, and they aren't so scary.
For 20 years, so she's 50. Oh, okay, never mind. I see. Because she stopped aging around 30.
Not even Bert.
What, that old pointy-eared teddy bear? He's a total sweetheart, unless someone gets aggressive or touchy with the customers.
What does he do then?
They get a stern warning.
And if they don't listen?
Why, then he eats them.
Yeah.
Maybe he is a teddy bear. I met Teddy Roosevelt back in the night, and I'm pretty sure he would have done the same thing. Speaking of which, I gotta thirst something fierce. I think I'll head back to my coffin for a little rest. But you have a good night, Crimson.
You too, Sam. Don't let the Draculas bite.
Okay,
Time
okay.
to crack open a warm one.
I like my room or my coffin. I would say cabin.
That's the good stuff. Now, maybe I can find a quote from one of my favorite books that'll help give me a little inspiration. Or I could watch the Three Stooges hit each other a whole bunch.
Wait, I want to see what movie. Is there a movie gonna
Or
play
I
tonight?
could just go to sleep. What's it gonna be, Sammy boy?
Read some I can't read. Watch Three Stooges. Just get some sleep. I'll read. You know, I'll work out my brain. I'll put some wrinkles in my
profession is
brain.
to be always on the alert, to find God in nature, to know his lurking places. I always like that quote. I ain't a God-fearing kind, but it's true. There's a natural beauty behind the man-made world if you know where to look. Isabella Deste's all culture and breeding, but underneath, she's got her vulnerable and beautiful humanity too. I just got her.
Oh, I clicked on that too
That's
early.
enough for one night. Time for some rest. I hope my next climb will be a little easier.
Okay. I think with there, I'll wait till it loads up to the next scene so that I can save the checkpoint.
Samuel.
Okay,
good
checkpoint
evening.
saved.
I am glad to see you looking so fresh and well slept.
Okay. I have been playing for about 2 hours and 10-ish minutes. Maybe probably close to 2 hours. So I will stop right there. I feel like I'm so like not early, but like I'm so like I don't even feel like I'm deep in the game because I've only gone through two clients and just one round. I don't know how many rounds I end up going through the clients. And I know there's more characters. So I don't know, I'm kind of excited. I'll probably end up continuing this game sometime next week. I'm trying to figure out my schedule. I think I have my schedule kind of figured out. I know Wednesday I'll be playing some TFT with a friend, and then I have to figure out my rest of the schedule. The next 2 weeks, to be honest, are going to be a little rough in terms of scheduling because I kind of have a lot of things to do next week after work. And then the week after that, I will not stream at all. I'll be on like a little vacation, but I should be back to stream like the week after, basically. So I have to figure out my schedule. I know tomorrow I'm not streaming. I don't know if you guys checked my Twitter or anything. I think I mentioned it in my last stream as well. So tomorrow I'm not streaming. But Saturday I am streaming. I'll be doing PowerPoint night with, I forgot everyone, but I know Oathbound will be doing it too. So Malin and Saf as well. But yeah, so I hope you guys can watch that. I might do that one on Twitter, or not Twitter, oh my god, on Twitch, or do cross streaming. I'm not sure just yet. I'm debating because a lot of people are going to be participating in it. So it'd be kind of cool to have like a shared chat, you know? But I'll see. I'll double check to see what I'm able to do. But yeah, I'll leave it off for here for tonight. I'll probably pick this up as my first game of the week, like next week, whenever I get a chance. And then hopefully, you know, we see where that goes from there. I did not expect this game to have such to have so much, you know, to be so out there, you know, in some terms. But I'm excited. This is a good game so far. I really like all the characters. I like all the mindsets that every character has and how different they are. It does take in consideration like a lot of ideas that like you would expect a vampire to have too. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. You don't see a lot of like vampire games like this, because a lot of times it's either like them just being really really edgy, or it's kind of like almost like a zombie type of game where like, oh, you're a vampire but you're infected and you have to kill. Yeah, I don't know, you don't see a lot of like variety in vampire games, and this is very refreshing to see. I've always been a really big fan of like, what if vampires were kind of like just normal people kind of like stance, like, I don't know. So I generally do enjoy this game, and I'm glad I found it. But I will end it off here for tonight, and then I'll try to get some rest and everything, and you guys will see me on Saturday. I'm not sure what Sunday's gonna be just yet, but I will post my schedule first thing on Sunday once I have that figured out. But yeah, if you guys have any games you want me to play, or anything you recommend for me to play, just leave it in the comments, or you know, anywhere you can that I'll see it. I check my notifications on things like kind of frequently, you know. I'm a little chronically online potentially, you know, but yeah, any comments or anything you guys want me to check out, like, go ahead, like, let me know. No spoilers of any games, you know, but yeah, just go ahead, leave me a comment. Alright guys, thank you for tuning into my stream, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Goodbye, bye, 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 bye.